welcome to Hollywood Studios. In this video I'm going to share some hints and tips to make sure you maximise your next trip to this park. Starting with, if you are a resort guest and you have access to early access, I strongly recommend you take advantage of it. Get in whilst the crowds are low. And depending on the weather, it's a bit cloudy today, so today wouldn't be a good example, but if it is one of those really hot Florida days, come for early access, spend an hour or two, get all the stuff done before the general public come in, head back to your hotel whilst it's the Florida heat, and then come back in the evening and do things again when the crowds and the temperature has cooled down, so you can maximise your day. Next tip, if you're on Star Tours and you want to be the rebel, put these on as late as you possibly can. Increases your chance of being picked. Another thing about this park is, like all the Disney parks in fact, when the park says it closes at 9, what they actually mean is the queues close at 9. So you can sneak in at 8:59 and get those last rides even well after the closing time. So make sure you maximise your time. Don't sit there thinking, oh, the park's about to close, I better just head to the exit. Sneak in a queue, get one last ride in.
So, just like every other park in Disney, Hollywood Studios also has the Super Zoom. If you want to do this one, you want to head over towards Docking Bay 7, and just outside, facing towards Millennium Falcon, that's where you get your shot.
Up here in Galaxy's Edge, there's a Disney Play app, so you can use the datapad app whilst you're in the queues. Certainly if you're not doing Lightning Lane and you're waiting in the long queue, certainly for the kiddos you'll want something to do, so download that app.
As you'd expect with Disney when you go to any of their parks, Hollywood Studios also has a selection of fantastic shows. They've got the Frozen show, they've got the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, and they've also got Beauty and the Beast live on stage. So make sure you don't miss out.
So another tip, end of the day, when the park closes, everybody makes a mad dash for the exits. So there could be a long wait to get back to the car park, etc. However, the shops stay open for around about an hour after ride close. So just relax, chill out, or as I said previously, sneak in a last minute queue. But don't panic and run out at 9 o'clock if that's when the park closes. Hang about, take in the atmosphere. The park's beautiful in the dark. Get some photos, do some shopping, just chill out. So, a little tip for Tower of Terror. If you look at the tip board and it says it has 13 minutes, that is an Easter egg. It actually has no queue. So when you see 13, I mean 13 is low anyway, but 13 is actually 0. So snag that ride when it says 13. One thing you might want to consider in this park is whether or not you want to use Genie Plus. I've got Genie Plus today, and it's slightly frustrating. I used it in Magic Kingdom a couple of days ago. It was fantastic. I think because there's a much smaller selection of rides here, it's harder to get on things, and therefore I can get a Lightning Lane in 3 or 4 hours. That's kind of pointless because then I've got to wait 2 hours to do another one. If you are doing it, the ride that you want to try and get first thing at 7 o'clock is Slinky Dog, because that bad boy sells out. And then Rise of the Resistance if you are a park guest, a resort guest, sorry. Otherwise, good luck, because it'll basically be, if there's still some space left, then when the park opens, you can, as a non-resort guest, pay for it, or stand in a 90-minute queue. This park has fantastic rides, but it's probably the most frustrating one to use Genie Plus, as I am proving today. So there's 3 experiences inside this park that if you want to do them, you better reserve them in advance. One of them is Olga's Cantina. One of them is Savvy's Workshop if you want to build a lightsaber. Another one's the Droid Depot if you want to build a droid. So if you're up for any of those, you cannot just rock up. You need to book in advance. There are 2 rides in this park that have single rider. The first one is Smuggler's Run, and the second one, which isn't running today, it's shut for a bit of a refit, is Rock and Roller Coaster. So if you're on your own, or if you're in a party that doesn't mind being split up, you could end up with a shorter wait time if you're prepared to go in that single rider queue. So in Tower of Terror, if you want to get out quickly, right to the back as soon as you come into this room. little tip if you're bringing the car. First of all, it ain't cheap. I mean, if you've done the rest of the park, you'll know this. It's a minimum 30 bucks. That is for the whole day though, so you can park up and not pay again. Also, if like me, you're old and your memory is getting a bit ropey, the mobile app has a car locator. So when you park the car, open the app and tell it where you are. Then it'll remember when you forget. One final tip that I forgot to say when I was in the park, and if you travel a lot, you probably already know this, but just in case you don't, some places will ask you if you want to pay in local currency or your own currency. So in my case, we just get asked, do you want to pay in pounds or dollars? Always, always, always pay in the local currency. Otherwise, you'll get ripped off twice by the bank. So in my case, always pay dollars, never pay pounds. Well, I hope you found those tips useful. Hit like if you have, hit subscribe for more. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad. See you in the next one.